Imagine living in your own home for free or even making a profit while doing so. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, it's not, even here in Boston. Welcome to the world of house hacking, a game-changing real estate investment strategy that's been a buzz around the internet for the last couple of years, but has been in practice probably since we were living in caves. If you're looking for a way to break into the real estate market without breaking the bank, then this video is for you. In this video, I'll explain what house hacking is, how it works, and why it's such a powerful tool for building wealth through real estate investing. So sit back and get ready to discover the secrets of house hacking in real estate. Stick around to the end, and we're going to show you how to build serious wealth with a real-life example. My name is Andy with Living in Greater Boston. Every day, I get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you that are either looking to move to the Greater Boston area, they're looking to escape the city for one of Boston's awesome suburbs, or they're looking to get a great deal on a property for their personal residence or as an investment. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything that there is to know about living in the Greater Boston area and all of the suburbs and what kind of deals you can get here, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to find about everything that's going on in the Greater Boston market and get early access to any deals that we might come across. So whether you're looking to make a move in 9 days or 90 days, or you're interested in finding that next investment property, give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email. All of our information is in the description down below. So what exactly is house hacking and how does it work? Simply put, house hacking is a real estate investment strategy that involves buying a property, living in one unit, and renting out the remaining units to tenants. This could mean renting out extra bedrooms, a basement apartment, or even a separate unit on the property. By doing so, you can offset or even completely eliminate your monthly housing expenses. The beauty of house hacking lies in its overall flexibility. You can customize the strategy to fit your needs and lifestyle. For example, you could live in a single-family home and rent out the extra rooms. Or you could buy a multi-family, multi-unit property and live in one unit while renting out the others. The possibilities really are endless. But before we rush into anything, let's take a moment to consider the pros and cons of house hacking. All right, so one of the most attractive benefits of house hacking is how it can build cash flow. By renting out a portion of your property, you can generate extra income every month after all expenses have been paid. This additional cash flow can be used to pay down your mortgage or even invest in additional properties. Another advantage of house hacking is when it comes to financing. Since you're living in one of the units, the property is considered owner occupied, which can help you secure a better mortgage rate for a multi-unit building. This can ultimately save you thousands of dollars in interest over the life of the loan. But perhaps one of the most underrated benefits is the opportunity it provides for first-time home buyers and real estate investors to gain valuable landlording experience. With relatively low risk, you can learn the ins and outs of being a landlord. This includes advertising for your vacancies, screening potential tenants, managing tenants, understanding rental agreements and contracts, dealing with unexpected housing issues and repairs, negotiating with contractors, and even handling your own bookkeeping. This hands-on experience can be incredibly valuable and can set you up for success as you continue to build your real estate portfolio. Although house hacking may seem like an appealing option, it is important to also consider a lot of the drawbacks that come along with it. When you decide to house hack, you're essentially signing up to be a landlord. It may not have been your initial plan, but it is an integral part of the process. However, I can tell you from my own experience that being a landlord can be a daunting task, especially if you're just getting started out. To ensure that you're on the right side of the law, you need to research your local landlord and tenant laws. If you're interested in house hacking and want to know more about what leases look like in this situation, leave a comment down below or reach out to us directly. In addition, it's essential to have a solid lease agreement that abides by your local laws. Choosing tenants can also be a difficult task, but it's essential to consider several factors. First, research the average rental price in your area to determine the rent that you're going to ask. You can find this on sites like Rentometer or Zillow, or your best bet is actually to ask a local realtor that knows all the rental rates. Then decide whether you're going to include utilities in your rental price, or if your tenants are going to pay for them separately, if that's even an option. You should also factor in your monthly expenses, such as your mortgage payment and taxes and maintenance costs, for not only short-term repairs like calling a plumber or an exterminator, but you also need to factor in long-term capital improvements, which we call CapEx, like replacing a roof or a water heater, that are big capital expenditures. If you'd like to know more about how you can calculate your expenses, go ahead and leave a comment below or reach out to us directly. And for any of you landlords out there, leave a comment below on what you wish you knew then that you know now that would have made a huge difference in your initial landlording experience. When selecting tenants, make sure to do your due diligence, including employment verification, background checks, references, and credit score checks. There are companies that you can hire to do all of these things for you. If you'd like a referral to one of these companies, please go ahead and reach out, leave a comment below. Another drawback of house hacking is that you live near or with your tenants. You'll be sharing living space with people who aren't your family members, possibly not your friends, which can take some getting used to. It's crucial to set boundaries and establish expectations to avoid any kind of potential conflicts. When you're house hacking, you'll need to give up a portion of your house. Whether you rent out a room or convert your basement into an apartment, you'll no longer have full access to those areas, or maybe even any access. When you enter into a lease agreement, you are legally giving up some of your rights to your tenant. It's a small sacrifice to make when you consider the financial benefits of house hacking. Taking a careful look at these advantages and disadvantages will help you to make a better informed decision. And if you decide that house hacking is right for you, it's important to familiarize yourself with the different types of house hacking, as there isn't just one. That's right, there are several different types of house hacking, each with its own unique benefits and considerations. First up is single-family house hacking. This strategy involves purchasing a single-family home and renting out the extra bedrooms or living spaces to tenants. This is a great option for investors who want to kind of dip their toes into the world of real estate investing, but may not be ready to take on the challenges of a multi-unit property. Next, we have multi-family house hacking. This strategy involves purchasing a house with multiple units, such as a duplex, a triplex, or an apartment building, and living in one unit while renting out the others. This type of house hacking can generate significantly higher rental income and can also provide greater economies of scale, as you only need to maintain one property instead of multiple single-family homes. Finally, there's live-in flip house hacking. I know, it's a mouthful. This is my favorite, and a great option if you don't want to live with other people, and it's the best side hustle out there. This strategy involves purchasing a property in need of some TLC, living it while you renovate it, and then selling it for profit. Depending upon how long you live there, those profits could potentially be tax-free. $250,000 if you're single, or $500,000 if you're married. As of the time I'm recording this, you need to have lived in the house for at least 2 of the last 5 years as your primary residence to claim this benefit. This can be a great way to build wealth quickly, as you can generate income from the sale of the property while also potentially generating rental income while you live there. No matter which type of house hacking you choose, the key is to do your research and ensure that the property that you choose aligns with your goals and investment strategy. With the right property and a solid plan in place, house hacking can be a game-changing strategy in real estate investing. Let's take a quick look at an example. And since I live in Boston and I help Boston area investors, I'm going to be picking out a house local to me and what I would look for. So let's say I have a 5-year plan to buy a 2 or 3 family home where both floors have 2 to 3 bedrooms and 1 bath. This is pretty typical for this area. My plan is to find a property that needs renovations but can be lived in and rented out now. I'll rent out the nice unit and live in the other one while renting out the other 2 bedrooms, or however many bedrooms, in my unit to friends or family members. I'll renovate this unit over the course of a couple of years, then I'll repeat the process with another unit. At the end of 5 years, I'll have several options. This is a short list of primary options, but by no means every single option. Option 1, I can keep doing what I'm doing and live pretty cheaply. Option 2, I can move out and keep the entire building as a rental. Option 3, I can sell the building, roll the profit from selling the building, tax deferred and potentially tax free via 1031 exchange. Number 4, I could turn both units into condos. I can keep one for myself to live in or rent and sell the other one, or sell off both of them and then go back to step 3. As I said, there are several other options as well, but this gives you an idea of what is possible with this type of strategy. Now, let's jump into my computer and take a look at the numbers. Okay, so I found a 3-family home in a good location with a good school district. There are 3 floors, each with 2 beds and 1 bath. I've chosen this as I only want to live with one other person while I'm hacking. My purchase price is $1,080,000. As of June 2023, I can put down 3.5% for a down payment and have 6.63% interest rate. I'll need $37,800 for a down payment, and I've negotiated that the seller's going to pay my closing costs because it needs a little TLC. My principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, including my PMI or private mortgage insurance, will be approximately $7,508. Rentals in this town range from $2,400 to $3,400 for a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, depending on the condition. I'm going to average that out for the 2 at $2,900 for a total rent for the 2 units of $5,800. So now my monthly mortgage payment is $7,500 minus $5,800, or $1,708 out of my pocket. But I'm not done. I'm also going to rent out the other bedroom to my coworker for $1,000 a month. I'm giving him a break because I'll be doing renovations on the unit while he lives there. So now my out-of-pocket cost to live there is $708. Each unit is separately metered for water, gas, and electricity. Now let's talk about what I need to put aside. I'm going to be very cautious and put aside 1% of the value of the property every year for capital expenditures, maintenance, and vacancy. So that's $1,080,000 times 1%, or $1,080 a year divided by 12 is $900 a month. So my true out-of-pocket expense is $1,608 to own $1 million house. We're now going to fast forward to the end of my 5-year plan. Over the last 5 years, I've spent an additional $150,000 to renovate the interior of each unit. Over those 5 years, I've had to replace some of the mechanicals and called in some trades to do some other work on the units before they were completely renovated. I spent a total of $8,700 in repairs over the 5 years and had 1 unit empty for 2 months, losing $6,000 in rents. I now currently have $39,300 in reserves if anything were to happen. Being conservative for inflation and improvements on the units, I'm going to assume that each unit now rents for $36.75 for a total income of the 2 units of $73.50. My fictitious future self is now engaged, and my partner kicks in $1,400 a month in rent because there's no free lunch, right? So now my total income for the house is $87.50 minus $75.08 for the mortgage and $908 in reserves. This I haven't changed over the last 5 years. So now my cash flow is actually $334 in my pocket at the end of each month. Once utilities are paid, it ends up that I live for free in a building that is now worth $1.75 million due to appreciation and improvements. Now, as a disclaimer, you can't always plan for appreciation. I've used 2 strategies for appreciation here. One is appreciation over time, where most major markets will see an average of 3% plus. I've forced appreciation, where I've taken a property that needed TLC, I've put in my own money and sweat equity, and I've brought the value of the building up to current market standards. In the last 5 years, my mortgage has been paid down by almost $73,000. So let's take a look at this from a wealth growth standpoint. I spent $37,800 as down payment 5 years ago. I also spent $150K in renovations. My house is now worth $1.75 minus $150 in reno minus $37,800 for the down payment. The mortgage balance is now approximately $970,000, and I have $39,300 in cash reserve that is all mine if I sell today. All told, my wealth created is $632,000. That's an after-tax income of almost $126,000 a year. But now what? Well, I can keep doing what I'm doing, or I can refinance the property and pull out up to 80% of the value in the property at today's value. I can get rid of the PMI on the loan as well. This is a non-taxable event. That means that I can take out almost $1.4 million on the loan, leave $200K in as the 20% down. If I do that, I now have $1.12 million to use either on my own personal residence or on other rental properties, or maybe even split out amongst many properties. My payment on this property, assuming 6% interest rate and an increase in property taxes and insurance, is now about $8,100. I'll rent out the third unit and now get $3,800 per unit, and will reserve the now 1% value. So we have $3,800 times 3, or $11,400 for the total income, minus $8,102 for the mortgage and $1,460 for the reserves monthly. This building now cash flows $1,838 a month, or $22,000 a year. So what's next? I can sell the property, and all the capital gains can be tax deferred using a 1031 exchange. For more about 1031 exchanges, go ahead and leave a comment down below or reach out to us directly. I can also pull out a portion of that money tax-free because the home was my primary residence for 2 of the last 5 years. That means that I could take $250K tax-free if I'm still single, or $500,000 if I'm married, as an exemption, and use that however I want. Whatever is left over can be rolled into another investment property where I can just keep kicking those capital gains taxes down the road. My other option is that I can go all in and turn the building into condos. This option will take more capital and time, but could also net me the most amount of money at the end. As of today, an updated 2-bedroom, 1-bath condo in this particular area I'm looking at, they're selling for about $700,000. That means a current sellout price of about $2.1 million, minus all the fees to turn them into condos and any other work that needs to be done, means that I'll probably net somewhere in the range of $1.8 to $1.9 million after all said and done with expenses. So after listening to this, you're either thinking, how do I get started? Or you're saying, hell no, that's way too much work. Well, if you do want to know where to get started, here are some of your next steps. 1 is assessing your finances. Before diving into house hacking, it's important to assess your financial situation. Determine your budget, determine your credit score, your monthly expenses to ensure that you can comfortably afford your mortgage, payments, living expenses, and all the reserves. Number 2, find the right property. Look for properties that are going to fit your budget and offer potential for rental income. Consider the location, neighborhood, and potential for appreciation in value. A multi-unit property may provide the best opportunity for house hacking, as you can now live in one unit and rent out the others, plus some of the bedrooms. 3, what are your financing options? There are various financing options available for house hacking, such as FHA loans and VA loans, which can offer low down payment requirements and more lenient credit score requirements. These loans often come with some restrictions, so make sure you consult with a qualified mortgage broker before making any decisions. If you need a referral to one, leave a comment below. It's also important to consider the potential rental income when you're calculating your mortgages, expenses, and reserves. Working with a mortgage professional can help you determine the best financing options for your situation. All right, so what are some house hacking tips to maximize your success? Take a look at these. 1, you're going to want to screen potential tenants thoroughly to ensure that they are reliable and financially stable so you can pay their rent. 2, set up clear and fair lease agreements that outline expectations and responsibilities for both you and your tenants. 3, stay on top of maintenance and repairs to keep your property in good condition and avoid potential issues. Number 4, keep a good positive relationship with your tenants by being responsive to their needs and concerns. Or if you really don't want to deal with tenants, look at hiring a property management company and let them be the bad guy. Just make sure you account for their fees for not only finding tenants, but also the monthly costs. Number 5, continuously educate yourself on the real estate market and the trends to stay ahead of the game. By following these tips and taking a thoughtful approach to house hacking, you can start building your own real estate portfolio while also enjoying the benefits of a lower housing cost. Make sure that you consult with not only a real estate professional, a mortgage professional, but also a legal professional to make sure you're setting yourself up for success for the long run. We run into too many homeowners that are either accidental landlords or they thought it was a great idea to get into the business without setting themselves up for success. And now they're looking at all the headaches, or they're dealing with all of the headaches that come along with that because either their tenants haven't paid or they never really accounted for all of the expenses that go into owning a multifamily house and all the things that happen with their tenants. And that's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching. What's your opinion on house hacking? Do you have any of your own success or potentially horror stories? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more content. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, or you are looking for your next investment property, feel free to reach out. All of our contact information is in the description down below. So until next time, we hope to show you around town.